The Midday, weekdays 1 to 3 p.m. on QBS.
And we're kickstarting our conversation with our very special guest, and today we're exploring how music and creativity are helping shape Qatar's ever-growing art scene. And joining me in the studio is someone whose artistic energy and passion have been lighting up that scene, Melly Candela. She's a performer, a creator, and an inspiring voice in Qatar's entertainment world. So Melly, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Welcome as well. Thank you for having me today.
The pleasure is all ours, Melly. So I'm just going to get straight into it. And I want to start at the beginning. What first inspired you to get into music and creative arts? And was there a moment that made you realize that this was something that you truly wanted to dedicate yourself to?
I was a teenager in Lebanon, where is my hometown. And I was watching Mondial, the FIFA World Cup 1998. And I saw Jennifer Lopez, for the opening ceremony in a white dress with all this energy dancing. So I said, wow, this is who I want to be. But of course, we all need to have a major. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay, this is what I want to do on the side. And this inspired me. So as soon as I got to university, I started my lessons. And from there, everything started.
Oh, I see. So, but what was that moment that made you, I want to dedicate myself to this?
It was after I graduated. I started obviously working in a bank. I was enjoying it. At the same time, in parallel, part-time, I was teaching. I was traveling the world, exploring the Latin dancing. Throughout this, these years, I started discovering myself. I found myself more into this art and dancing and performing arts. Step by step, this thing developed into a real thing and a real job and a real passion that also can be rewarding enough and can be developed as a business model to be a full-time. So at some point in 2015, I said, okay, this is the time. I quit my job. Although I was a decent job, high position, I loved it, but I found myself I need to give it a chance and be a full-time dedicated for music, dance, performing, give my passion to the world. And immediately I submit my resignation. That was the best day of my life. And pursue my career. Also, we were doing at the same time, I don't know if you know, at the backyard, it was booming with my partner, Radi, who was my husband. So I said, okay, there's no risk, because I used to do risk management. And now I can do fully what I love.
Right. You were like, the risk might be actually worth the reward.
Exactly.
All right. That's pretty cool. So how would you describe your creative style or approach, and how has that evolved throughout the years?
I think when it comes to approaching this kind of art to people and to understand what is it about, first they need to read you, feel you. And I think every time people saw me talking about it, or I present an idea or even move, they get inspired and they feel immediately convinced, oh, this is the thing. And also the fact, if you tell, I've told everyone, do what you love. And when I tell them I left my job to do this, so this was really a motive for people to say, okay, I need to get into this world.
Right, because, a lot of people say do what you love, but they don't really do what they love, do they?
100%. And they always need people to tell them, it can happen. But of course, it needs dedication.
Of course. It's not to say that those people don't love, aren't going for what they're passionate for. But as you said, sometimes when you assess the risk, you have to really weigh those out. So it's not always feasible for someone to follow that. But when they see you, you're like, I left my job and I'm doing what I love. It's definitely like, okay, maybe the risk, maybe I can do another assessment right now,
True, but I'm not asking everyone to do what they love, just quit everything. You really need to assess it.
Yeah.
I was doing it in parallel. And it grew step by step.
Alongside your day job.
And when it became not enough as my full-time job, but as I said to myself, I work 8 hours per day in a bank. and I have 4 hours to do dancing. So if I start being creative and do the 12 hours just for this, I will be making more or less the same. So I'm secured. So I did my math in a way. I had my saving. I invested in the school, which is the Salsa and Candela, where we teach music. Backyard was growing fast for the music scene. So I had something to rely on.
Right.
So don't jump just like this.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, do the actual risk assessment, do the
Exactly.
math, do it all before you jump head first, which is what you did, right? So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a good example because they look at you, they're like, she did the math, she did this, So it kind of also like, for younger people as well, it's super inspiring and motivating to see somebody living out, what they love.
But it's not an easy path.
It's not.
And they have to be ready for it. And I tell this to my son as well, because now young generation, they want everything quick. And also artists tends to think, okay, I want to become famous tomorrow. It's a long process.
Right. Because even blowing up on TikTok is not as easy as people think.
Yeah. Could be sometimes something, very simple. It's just about being creative.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Qatar's art scene has been growing rapidly. And, in your view, what are some of the exciting changes that you have seen over the years since, you and your partner were like heavily involved in the scene? Especially your partner, right?
Yes. Openness of the country and the mentality of, live music and dancing and, create a different vibe. Corporate events and festivals were different before, if you remember. They were a bit more classical, a bit more special artists. Now they rely a lot on local artists. So there is more venues, more festivals, more audience, and especially after the World Cup and continuously, having more and more tournaments, it has grown so fast. It has changed a lot. More opportunities for artists to perform, and at the same time, more venues to perform.
So, Melly, with Qatar being home to so many cultures and nationalities, how has that diversity, in a way shaped or influenced the entertainment scene in Qatar?
Obviously, it has shaped a lot. The diversity and the combination of different culture affected the music scene. First, more talents means the music scene elevated. After the World Cup, we have amazing talents who stayed in the country. So when you have so many talents, you can produce a show or a musical or a band, and becomes on a different level. And it's now we have more cultural shows or cultural musical shows. Let's say before it was just maybe cover band or Arabic Oriental. Now you can see a lot of Latino, fusion Latino pop, jazz pop, Indian slash pop. So there's a lot of fusion in between. You also have the fusion between English and Arabic. So it has reshaped definitely the scene, and there are more varieties than ever.
Okay. Now, how do you see music and creativity influencing social and cultural life here in Qatar? And can you share a project or a performance that really captures, your creative vision or message?
Music inspires you everywhere. And Qatar has the desert, the sea, and I do think it has amazing weather for a long period of time enough. I think as an artist, you need that a convenience that exists in Qatar to be inspired and have time. So it inspired a lot the scene, the entertainment scene. Now, in terms of shows that has made me amazed, or I said this is the one that I'm proud of. I think like everyone else is the backyard, the World Cup, but also from my side is the backyard because it was the very first live music venue where it hosts constantly local talents. It's not an event where it relies international. And also there are others like the festivals who host this local entertainment. They give them a platform. So we were part of every single ones, and every time, we performed, people felt amazed, and we felt really good, and pushed us to do more and more shows and be creative.
I see. Have you, because we were talking, way before we started, and, you said that you mainly focus on choreographing and dance, right? And you mentioned, like, if you need like a mass choreography, like a flash mob and things like that. So have you created like a flash mob here in Qatar or maybe outside of Qatar?
Yes, we did for malls, we did for different areas, airports. But as a mass choreography, I think most of these big events, they rely on international companies. However, they have sourced the local talents from here, which was also something, new in Doha, because many talents, as I said, came here, stayed after the World Cup. So we took part of mass choreographies, we took part of flash mobs and different kind of shows here and there in different festivals.
I see. That's really cool. It must be so difficult to choreograph that many people at once.
From my side, when I stopped banking and have the academy and entertainment, so we have a team of choreographers, we have a technical team, we have the music team who also create the music in our studios. So it's not just me, it's a group of talents from different expertise. But of course, every project, you need a creative director, you need someone who create the concept and do it.
Right. I ask because I'm a fan of K-pop, right? And in Korea, they have, they just started like a couple of years ago, this dance competition. It's for dancers, pure dancers, choreographers, all of this. So, they have their little crews and they join and they compete against each other. And one of the missions that they do is, like a mass choreography, mega crew mission is what they call it. And it's so difficult.
To do that, you need people who are stable in Qatar and consistent. And one of the challenges we've always face is that they come and go. Sometimes they learn for 2-3 years and then they just disappear. If you ask any dance school here in Qatar, they have the same issue. But so for K-pop or different countries who you come where you come from and you live in, you can build something because you need a lot of practice, a lot of time, and you build your team.
Right.
But when you have people coming and going, it's very difficult.
I see. That's really, really interesting. That's really, really interesting. I really love where this conversation is going. I feel like I'm learning a lot more about the art scene here in Qatar, especially with you not just being a choreographer / a dancer or an entertainer, performer, you're also in the scene on the business side and the creative side. So it's really, really interesting to hear your perspective. Now, we did touch on this question just a little bit earlier before the break, but I want to dive into a little bit more if we can. So what challenges have you personally faced as an artist here, and how have you overcome them?
It's what we just said, actually. I can elaborate more. Is the fact that, artists here don't come as a full-time artist. Most of them have their job. And when they have their job, they're, they have limited time to practice. And practice is a key for any performance. And even if they manage to have a beautiful performance, synchronized, on point, sometimes they have to leave the country or they go on vacation. So there is inconsistency all the time. In Qatar, there are two types of artists. There are artists who comes for the money, to earn money, and some who comes for the sake of growing and become famous and explore new opportunities. So these are two type of artists. They go into complete different direction. So the ones who into arts invest more time. You find them investing more time. The one who is looking just for a job and an income, they look for a place where they stay for 3-4 months on a contractual basis and money. They don't contribute much to the scene. The ones who comes for the passion and growing, and they see Middle East and Qatar now is open and it's an opportunity to start from somewhere, especially when they come to the Middle East. These are the people who have a high impact on this scene, on the music scene here.
Right. The first person that comes to my mind when you say that is Faraway Martin.
Exactly. There's a lot of Irish artists who comes all the way from there. There are also German, Portuguese, Spanish, lots of Spanish, and of course we've witnessed lots of Cubans in the country. There are many now after the World Cup. Cubans are actually very, very talented musicians. But as I said, regardless of the nationality, it's about your objective as an artist. You want to contribute to the scene and to yourself to grow. So start, innovate, create your original, participate in shows that has some new arrangement, not just cover band or copy a choreography. No, just work on yourself. And the ones who just want to do their job and earn money and go back home.
Right. Which either or is fine, right?
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
It's definitely a choice. But when it comes to the contribution to the the entertainment scene in
especially
Qatar,
for people like you who are constant in the scene, a solid rock in the scene, it's difficult. It makes your job difficult.
I mean, you would find a very, very good artist who's coming just to have a contract, but you cannot do much with him because he has a contract. So we rely on those freelancers, and that's why we face challenges as well. They are amazing artists, open to new ideas, but at the same time, at some point, they are not stable and they need to leave or they have a day job.
I see. It's very understandable, right? So, for someone who is just starting out in Qatar art scene, what is your advice for them to get noticed or to make an impact in a way?
Obviously, nowadays, like anywhere else in the world, social media, be active. It's a lot of work. I agree. This is number one.
Right. A lot of people underestimate social media, and they also underestimate the work that goes into social media.
A lot. And this is I don't know, I would say actually it's fortunate because nowadays, good talents are seen.
Yeah.
But yes, number one is the social media, like TikTok, Instagram, collaboration. An artist open to sponsor or work for free or collaborate or put effort into new initiatives because it gives them a push. Get an agency to help them grow as well. Work on their aesthetic from the look, the photography, their material. These are very important elements needed for every artist to grow.
I see. Now, before we take another quick break, what's one creative habit or mindset that keeps you personally inspired? Because I'm sure there's days where you're like, man, I love my job, but I'm just feeling not it today.
So in our house, there's lots of instruments, and my husband, every day I wake up, I say, today is a peaceful day, I want to relax, and then he starts playing music. So and then I remember, okay, that's what's all about. Listening to music, honestly, is a one habit that makes us moving, and it inspires you. It makes you create and keep going. It's never boring.
That's true. Being in the media creative side, it's never boring.
It's never boring.
It can be a lot of things, but never boring. Stressful, fun, but it's never boring. That's definitely true. I'm so sad that we're in the final part of our interview. I feel like it's been so fun speaking to you. Your energy, your exchange. Also, as you're speaking, and I'm looking into your eyes when you're talking about dancing and the entertainment, and I see a sparkle in your eye. And I think that's so, it's so special. So, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm very sad we're winding down. But I did want to ask you, and I said I was going to ask you this on air. Can you tell me if you've ever had a moment of, stage fright? Because I get it all the time.
I did, and this is the reason why I'm not performing. I stopped performing a long time ago. And even then, every time, I used to perform, I used to freak out. And there was no solution for it for me. It was just the first moment, get over it, get the show done and get out and never do it again. And then I forget after a month and I start over.
And you do it again.
Until I reach a point, okay, this is not me.
Yeah.
Because, as for the same for you, to be a performer, you need to dedicate this as a full-time. And I wasn't a full-time performer.
Right.
So now I enjoy being in the backstage, creating the show, guiding the team, concept creation basically, and creative direction.
That's really interesting. So, Melly, what is next for you? Are there any exciting projects or performances that we can look forward to?
Look, I've been working for the past 2 years really like intensively on elevating the performance shows in Qatar. And if you checked my profile, like we have really done great job with the help of my team, and I have an amazing choreographer and dancer in my team. Her name is Natalia. I would like to mention she has helped me a lot to see my vision to create that, of course, alongside with all the team who supported. So those shows that we worked on involved finding the right talent, a lot of training, a lot of practice, lots of costumes, production and creativity. So my next step is to make massive shows and musicals, and I want to achieve a moment where they say in Qatar they have amazing local talents, because maybe you don't know, Qatar relies a lot on international shows and artists. They started the past few years thanks to many artists in town and team like we have. They started relying on local artists gradually. We need to reach a point where we need to trust
our local artists.
Exactly, our in-house, and this is something really needs support from all aspects. So far the artists are doing this alone with our help, and my mission is to really produce a big one in-house local show with all the talents, with all the experts from dance show, musical, kids, adults, you name it. We actually reproduced one show. It's called Modern Jazz Melodies, which is my husband with another artist. They reproduced the modern song. How would they sound in the 20s?
Ooh.
Yes, it's a project has been done by a very famous artist in UK.
Yeah.
And we did it for the first time in Qatar. We want to do the same replica now in Arabic fusion.
Oh.
Yes, and aside from the musical part, so this is the next step. Hopefully we will be able to achieve it.
Well, I hope you do. That sounds super amazing. And if you ever put on a musical or a flash mob, I'm here.
I didn't expect you to say this on air.
I'm letting everybody know that I'm here.
It's
and
official.
I'm ready.
Great.
So finally, what's one piece of advice that you would like to share with our listeners about bringing more creativity into their own daily lives?
Please listen to music. Please, because even if you don't notice, if music, when you listen to it, you feel whatever type of music, it moves something in your brain.
For sure.
Many people goes into the car, they forget to put on the music or QBS radio.
That's very important. You always need to have QBS radio.
Exactly. When you're home, put YouTube channel, listen to some music while you're doing your errands. Anytime involve music in your life. Try something new. Even try art, painting, candle making.
And we have so many of those coffee shops and stuff that do those creative stuff. So it's a great way to go out and really try them,
Exactly. And I started doing them myself, crafting, it helps you disconnect and gives you different perspective.
That is very true. I'm terrible at painting and drawing, but my friend took me to a cafe where we just sat down and painted. I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing, but this is fun right now.
Exactly. Yes. And you disconnect completely.
Oh yeah.
All the stress is gone. So yeah, music, move. Move means move your body on the music. It helps you, take out the bad energy, the stress out. We call it dance it out.
Dance it out. I love it. No, of course, moving, especially, it doesn't matter if you don't know how to quote unquote dance, right? If you can move your body, you're dancing.
Exactly. I always say to my students, if you can walk, you can dance.
I love that. I really do love that. Thank you so much for being here, Melly, and for taking time to do this interview with us. I found it it brightened up my week, and it only just started.
Thank
in a
you.
way, seeing your passion and how much you love, dancing and the entertainment scene and what you do. So yeah.
Thank you so much for this. Honestly, to give me the opportunity to tell the people, that they need to listen to music and dance, get it in their life. I feel very lucky. I got into it, and everyone who has any types of art or music, they are very lucky. Really, thank you for today. And yes, I hope you start dancing with us soon.
I will. I said I'm coming tomorrow.
Deal.
All right, again, thank you so much, Melanie, for being here. The pleasure was all ours to have you.